even the frosting. She didn't believe in ready-made anything. It'd be delicious, but Claire already knew she wouldn't care. Eve's fantasy cake would have tasted awful, left her teeth and tongue black, and Claire would have loved every bite. Claire picked up her fork, blinked back her tears, and dug into her birthday treat. She mumbled, "Wonderful, Mom," around a mouthful of cake that tasted like air and sadness. Her dad seated himself at the table and accepted a slice, too. "Happy birthday, Claire. Got any plans for the rest of the day?" She'd had plans, all kinds of plans. She'd imagined this party 1,000,000 times, and in every single version, it had ended with her and Caine alone. Well, she was alone. So was he. They just weren't alone together. Claire swallowed and kept her gaze down on the plate. She was about to say the honest truth. No, she didn't have any plans. But the thought of being stuck here all day with her parents, with those frightened eyes and joyless smiles, was too much for her. "Yeah," she said. "I'm supposed to go to the lab. Myrnin wants me." Myrnin was her boss, her vampire boss, and she hated him. She hadn't always hated him, but he'd betrayed her one time too many, and the last time had been a doozy. He turned her and Michael and Caine over to their worst enemy, just because it was easier for him than being loyal to them when things got tough. She could practically hear Shaine's voice heavy on the irony. "Well, he's a vampire. What did you expect?" Something better, she guessed. And maybe that made her an idiot. Because, hey, Vampire and Myrnin had never been big on sanity anyway. She would have refused to work for him after that. Only she couldn't refuse anything Bishop ordered her to do directly. Magic. Claire didn't believe in magic. That was, as far as she was concerned, just science that hadn't been fully investigated yet. But this felt uncomfortably close to meeting the standard definition. She didn't like to think of that moment when she became, as Eve had so clearly put it, the pawn of evil, because she was afraid, down in the sickest depths of her nightmares, that she'd made the wrong choice. As she reached for her glass of Coke, her long-sleeved shirt slipped back on her forearm to reveal what Bishop had done to her. Blue ink, like some tribal biker tattoo. Only this ink moved. Watching it slowly revolve and writhe under her skin made her sick. No such thing as magic. No such thing. Claire tugged her sleeve back down to hide it. Not from her parents. They couldn't see anything wrong with her arm at all. It was something only she could see, and the vampires. She thought that it had gotten a little lighter since the day that Bishop had forced it on her, but maybe that was just wishful thinking. If it fades out enough, maybe it'll stop working. Stop forcing her to obey him when he gave her orders. She had no way of knowing whether it was getting weaker, one way or the other, unless she was willing to risk openly defying Bishop. That was slightly less healthy than swimming in a shark tank, smeared with fish oil and wearing a big "Eat Me" sign. She'd ransacked Myrnin's library, looking for any hint of what Bishop had done to her and how to get rid of it. But if the information was there, he'd hidden it away too well for her to find. "For your own good," he'd probably have said. But she wouldn't believe him. Not anymore. Myrnin did only what was good for him, and no one else. At least she could define what the tattoo had done to her. It had taken away her will to say no to Mr. Bishop. "It's not magic," she told herself for the 1,000th time today. "It's not magic because there's no such thing as magic. Everything has an explanation. We just may not understand it yet. But this tattoo thing has rules and laws, and there's got to be a way to make it go away." Claire again tugged down the sleeve over the tattoo, and her fingers skimmed over the gold bracelet she still wore. Amelie's bracelet, with the symbol on it of the former vampire ruler of Morganville.